So here it is, um, UK Europe tour diary, entry number one. I'm not entirely sure what I wanted to do with these. I just know I didn't want massive amounts of editing and music sequences and things like that because that takes a long time, a lot of effort, and that's not what I want to be spending most of my time on. I want to be able to write and record music while I'm out here and get ready for the next album already, even though we're still touring the current album. But I do want to be able to give some fans a little bit more and just kind of basically give a diary, I guess, and just let you know what's gone on in the day in the life, basically, of me, the drummer, and go from there. And yeah, don't really know too much what to do, so I guess I'll just talk about it like I'm writing in a diary, what I did, what I was thinking. And so yeah, so let's go back to the start. Woke up, finished packing my stuff away, made breakfast for my kids, which was really weird because I've never had to leave them with someone who wasn't their mother for this long a period of time. My wife's gone back to work, so she's, not able to watch them for a good part of the day, and we have a babysitter who's basically like their third grandmother. She's really sweet and enjoys their company and takes care of them, and I FaceTime with her and stuff, and she's really caring and listens to kind of the way we want to do things and is very receptive to that. And she has her own style as well, but she listens to what we want and expect and require of their routines and stuff. So she's really respectful with that, and still pretty hard though to leave them, obviously. With that said, once I finally got through that and said bye to them, I flew out to LA. So I left Las Vegas. Leaving Las Vegas right now. About to head to LA to meet up with the other guys, then off to London. And from there, I met up with the other guys, went through the whole process of checking in and doing all these just stupid, just complicated, time wasting all this stuff when you're dealing with traveling with a ton of equipment and all that stuff. So that gets kind of annoying, but you're used to it at this point. And then me and the guys kind of kicked it and had lunch and stuff. Sat with Thrasher and had lunch for a while, and yeah, and after that we flew out, and it was pretty chill flight considering, when you fly for 10, 12 hours. I will say that the one thing that's cool about flying for that long is that you're stuck, so you just kind of let it go, and you just say, okay, now I can watch a movie. There's nothing better I could be doing, or I'll work on a song. I'm not going to be interrupted. So I did both. And it's really interesting that I watched, for some reason, a documentary about the last man who walked on the moon. And they're talking about how NASA, those guys were so obsessed and all that during the 60s and early 70s, trying to arrive on the moon and study it and explore it. And they just had to break this barrier and go on this journey. And the guys all openly admitted on there that they put their family second. They all said, we're bad husbands, we're bad fathers, we put this job in front of all of it. And that really hit home as I'm leaving in my own journey into outer space to England and Europe and stuff, and thinking about, man, do I need to sacrifice this much? Do I need to spend more time with my family? Is it balanced by two extreme measures? One, spending too much time away from them, but when I am home, I spend a lot more time with them than the average person does. So these are extremes that I was thinking about this whole time and this whole flight. And yeah, that was a really interesting documentary. That was really cool. So yeah, from there I worked on a new song, which I assure you has two of the greatest lines in the history of rock and roll lyrically. I can't wait for people to hear it. I know they'll love it. And put on Creed, and not Creed the band, Creed the movie, although I do like Creed the band. Quit hating, they're awesome. And fell asleep, put it on about 3 times and fell asleep every time, and I had a whole row to myself, which doesn't always happen on these long flights, especially for a tall guy like me. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, and then we arrived here, must have been 8, 9 a.m., which was like, 1 or 2, or midnight or 1 or something back home. Just arrived to London. It's freaking cold and they're making us go outside. Sucks.
Literally says no photos in here, no photography.
And I slept, but not nearly enough, and it was kind of a grind, but I took a nap as soon as we got on the bus, which is where I'm at right now. This is the back lounge, chilling, hoping I'm not keeping TJ awake, but I want to do these vlog entries and just kind of let you know these stupid trivial things that we do. But yeah, so I took a nap, woke up, went and hit it hard at the gym, and that was what was really cool. I hit it fucking hard, man. And after that, which was a back day, did some back and some cardio, some abs. I do abs like every day. After that, I went with Zach, our manager, and Kyle, our manager.
Bob, get in there. Look at this. This is unbelievable. This is a delicacy right here. Oh, Kyle, they're so fresh.
Some would say it's gross. Got the oysters going, yo.
Sergio said.
We had steak and kidney pie. And Zach claims it was the best dessert he's ever had.
That's insane.
This is my favorite part about traveling, is random foods. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I don't know what you call it, but all I know is ice cream melting on some type of chocolate liquid.
This is caramel
and
ice
then
cream.
cake.
Caramel ice cream.
This is insane. That's all I know. Zach has an announcement he wants to make.
I'm just gonna say this as nonchalantly as possible, but that dessert was hands down the best end of a meal dessert. It was sweet, it was salty, it had crunch to it, but it was soft. The ice cream melted in an erotic way over the chocolate cake.
Wow.
Hands down the
now.
best dessert of my entire life. Like, I can't even, I wanna cry right now.
I've had many meals that have made me cry for sure, so I understand what Zach's going through. There was a time in Mexico where we ate a dessert and I blacked out, don't remember what it tastes like, just know it was that blissful. Before the show the next day, Craig ordered 10. He said he wouldn't go on stage unless he had 10 of those desserts. And I've told our wonderful waiter that is easily, without a doubt, top 10 dessert. Probably top 5, maybe as high as number 1. That was phenomenal. For Zach, it's number 1.
Number 1, hands down.
But it's the experience also.
Oh,
the
I'm on a
vibes,
boat.
mellow.
I'm in the United Kingdom. I'm with awesome people.
We're in England on a French boat. So it was pretty rad, and the food was good, and that was probably the best dessert I've ever had. We ate kidneys. We ordered some kind of lava cake-ish caramel ice cream that was freaking bananas. It was out of this world, so it was good. And yeah, I'm in Bristol now. I'm not in London though. And yeah, I think if it's not a top 10, it's certainly, no, it is definitely a top 10 dessert, if not top 5. It might even be the best dessert I've ever eaten, and I've eaten a lot of dessert all over the planet. It might be the best dessert I've ever had in my life. I've got to think about it, and it might be. So yeah, but Zach claims it's the best dessert he's ever had, and that is absolutely one of my favorite things to do, without a doubt, is eating just random delicacies all over the planet, things that you can't find in other parts of the planet. So that's something I love, and it was really cool to do that with Zach because he enjoys doing the same thing, just eating, hustling and eating. So yeah, that was a good time, and tomorrow will be day 1. I will say that I have terrible sleep anxiety. I have trouble sleeping, sometimes falling asleep, sometimes staying asleep, and these long travels where you switch time zones and there's jet lag and that kind of thing, it kind of messes with your mind a little bit. So I'm a little worried about whether or not I'll be able to fall asleep easily tonight. Hopefully I do. And if not, that would really bum me out. But I know in time it'll balance itself out and I'll be on schedule. But, you know, for someone who takes their body seriously and enjoys working out, I really like to wake up with full energy. And if I don't, that'll really, really bum me out. So hopefully I get some good sleep. And I'm going to try to get this edited and posted and sent to you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed my weird tour diary banter. I don't know, just kind of letting you know what's going on, all these little trivial things, and maybe sometimes I'll say some more insightful, inspirational things. Maybe I'll write a song that's amazing. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, so there it is. Tour diary number 1. Pretty weird, boring day of travel. So we'll see how Bristol, United Kingdom does tomorrow with our first show. Maybe I'll have some footage of us on stage. We'll see. Alright, peace out, y'all. See you tomorrow.